Welcome, student, to your first class in string methods. We're going to be covering a lot of material today. So, if you will, open up your case carefully, and you see that you have a bow and the instrument, a shoulder rest, and hopefully rosin. We're not going to worry about that right now, but so what you're going to want to do first of all is take your instrument out and be sure to undo that and pull out your shoulder rest. And what you're going to want to do is the shoulder rest where it has the dip, you're going to want to put it on right under the chin rest, as it is called. You just kind of toy with it till it fits snug. That's looking pretty good. And then you have your instrument, and so your hand will go here. I'm just going to demonstrate for you first, so you can just watch. And then this is your chin rest. However, your chin will not rest here. This is for your jaw, more or less. It will be uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it. So I'll show you how to form a instrument hold. So you're going to take it, and this dip is going to rest on your shoulder. You're going to lift your head up, and then you're going to clamp it down just enough so that you don't have to hold it and it can stand on its own. So try that. It looks good. Your angle looks good. Everything looks like it's in good order. Now we'll move on to the bow. So you take your bow out of the case. First put your instrument down. And you can hold it for the time being by the piece of tape. And you'll see that your bow is quite loose right now. But I'll just tell you what to do with that. This, for now, is called the frog. And this is the screw. You'll need to know those right now. So to tighten the bow, you hold the tape, hold the bow by the tape, and then take the screw, and then twist it in the tightening direction. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And you will do that until you've got about a pinky's width between the hair and the bow. You don't want to touch this side of the bow hair because that will mess with it. And you also don't want to go either, you don't want the stick to be either straight or bowed out the other way, because then you run into problems. So, let me see your bow. That looks pretty good. Now we'll go on to bow hold. So you're going to take the bow, again, by your left hand holding the tape, and in your right hand you're going to stick your thumb. There's a little bit of a gap between the frog and the grip. Going to put your thumb, tip of your thumb, on that, and rest the back of it where the bow hair attaches to the frog. That looks good. And then watch me form the other hands, and then you can imitate. So I'll tell you what to do though. Take your index finger, and you will place it on here, and then the ring and the middle finger will go nicely on the groove of the frog, and then the pinky will rest on the screw. So shake your hand out, and we're going to try to form that again. So let me see you form it, and then I'll form it. It looks very good. You probably want to move the ring finger a little bit further down, but that's good. So, because as a string player, you're going to need to form this grip often, let's do it again. So shake out your hand. And this is something you will have to do quite often. But always make certain that anytime you remove your hand from the bow, go ahead and form it, that whenever you put it back on, you put it back on the correct way. Never, ever allowing yourself to reinforce bad habits. So, And then once you have your grip formed, you do want to be relaxed, but you also want to have a good firm hold on it because you're going to be moving it. So to kind of test that out, we're just going to go in a circle. So, and you don't want your bow to fall out of your hand or be wobbly or anything like that. You want it to be pretty firm, do exactly what you want it to do. So, now we're going to go over bow hold playing before we get to the instrument. So you're going to place your bow on your left shoulder and kind of make a nice right angle with your elbow. And then you're going to strike down and then up, down and up. And always making sure that you're going straight down and straight back up again. So that looks good. Because you don't want to do this, because then you've got a situation. So, with that covered, we can now work on the instrument and the bow. So, to make the, first of all, make sure you have a good instrument hold. Make sure you can hold it hands free. Looking good. And then you'll rest your hand at the head about like so. The neck will go right in the crook of your thumb and your finger. That looks very good. Your wrist is good. You just want to make sure it's always straight and maybe even a little bit bent outward like you have it is good. Just make sure you never let it bend inward because that will cause difficulty in playing later on. And so now we shall go over the strings. So this string is the E string. And then the next string up is the A string. And then this string, the next string after that, is the D string. And then the last string, the thickest one, is the G string. And so one thing you can remember that by, and it's perhaps a little bit morbid, but you could say, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye. But you can always remember it that way. So, with that knowledge, you are going to learn how to put the bow on the strings without causing too much of a ruckus, too much problem. So, make a good instrument hold. And then you're going to take your bow out here, largely in front of you. And then whenever you bring it back, just for now, watch me, I'll do it slowly. I'm going to take the middle of the bow and rest it on the D string as we discussed. And you're going to place it in between the bridge and the neck. As much in the middle of that area is the sweetest spot. And so that's where you will play the string. For now, that's where you want to do it. And you also want to be sure that whenever you are playing, you don't rest your bow too heavily on the string, because then you get a nice sawing sound. And then also, likewise, you do not want to be too light, because then you might just not good. So, with that, let's recreate our bow hold, or our instrument hold rather. So, take your bow, and then take your horn, instrument, not your horn. Make a good hold. And next you can hold it without your hand. Very good. Now put your hand back where it was. Very good. And then take your bow, and we'll do it slowly this time. As I had said, keeping in mind to place the middle of the bow on the D string between the neck and the bridge. So we'll go slowly. Place it on there. It looks good. You've got a nice parallel motion with the bow so that it's not going too close to your body or too close to your hand. And you want to, whenever you rest the bow on the string, you first set it down, you do not want the bow to bounce a lot. So let's try that again from the start. And this is very tedious, but it's crucial. So make a good instrument hold. And then take the bow. Very good. And we'll go a little bit faster. So on the D string, as always, we go. And then make sure that it is resting only on the D string and it won't play any others. So I'll play a note, and then I would like you to play a note, just a quarter note. Okay. Very good. And then now I'm going to teach you ticka ticka tee. So we're going to take the instrument down, and we can hold it, and we're going to make the bow position again, and then we're going to play ticka ticka tee. So you will just play, or just watch me to begin with. So I'm going to do ticka ticka tee, ticka ticka tee. And to remember how to do that, you go down, up, down, up, down, up. You don't do two of the same. So let me see you do it.
Ticka ticka tee, ticka ticka tee.
That's very good. Now let's do it together, but a little slower, making sure to go straight down and straight back up again. So more like ticka ticka tee. So ticka ticka tee, ticka ticka tee. Okay, now let's do it on the D string with the instrument. So once we have our instrument hold secure, we're going to take a bow, bring it in on the D string, middle of the bow, and then make sure that our hand is going to go straight out, straight down, and we are playing in the middle of the sweet spot, Chrysler Highway. So, and we'll go ticka ticka tee. So, 1, 2, ready, go. Very good. So now we shall start from the very beginning. Place your bow and your instrument down, and shake everything out. Make sure your muscles are nice and relaxed, and then we'll pull both out again. And to make the instrument hold, the bow hold, I want to make sure to put the thumb under the frog. That's very good. You have it down very well. So now we move on to the instrument hold. Got it secure, and now we'll do ticka ticka tee. Again. So starting from out here, for the time being, this is a practice you want to adopt. And then we'll go, as always, in the middle of the bow and the string on the D string. So 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and looks like you've got everything ready to play. So now we'll do our ticka ticka tee exercise. 1, 2, ready, go. Very good. All right. I believe that's everything.